So today's innovation for the Durban Surfski World Cup is that we're using these units on all of the boats. They're from Championship. It's a combined GPS and cell phone actually, and what happens is every second the position which they get from the satellites is transmitted through the mobile network back to a server, and then all the positions of the boats is displayed on a web page on the internet, and we can actually track the live positions as the race progresses. This is one of the units in place, and literally it's extremely easy to use. It's just taped onto the boat. The thing automatically switches on. They've got a remote system, so when the race starts back at headquarters, they literally switch all the units on simultaneously. And yeah, it's strap on and forget. At the same time, we're going to have our usual text commentary. We're in mobile contact with the escort boats, so we'll be getting updates on the conditions and the tactics and what the chaps are up to. What it means is that it suddenly transforms the sport into a spectator sport. We're going to have the most massive party here at the Durban Undersea Club. Normally families hate surfski races because they come down to the beach and they wave their people goodbye, and they don't see them for another hour and a half or 2 hours. But now everybody's just going to be having a party in the clubhouse and watching the live positions. It's going to make a big difference worldwide. It's a really exciting day for us. We've got high hopes for this thing.
With the world's elite paddlers battling it out up front, let's not forget that the World Cup is open to anyone who's got the grading and can paddle the distance. For some, just to be part of this big spectacle was reward in itself. Epic owner Charles Brand showing his faith in his own products. World number 3, Lewis Lachlan, just creaming the runs here. Earlier, Surfski TV got to ask Lewis how he first found his way onto a FENN ski.
Hello, I'm Lewis Lachlan from Tahiti. I paddle the FENN Elite. I actually didn't choose to paddle the FENN. It came to me naturally. A friend of mine in Tahiti brought some, and I went on one and started paddling it, and I felt the speed right then. So since then, I never thought of paddling something else. All I had in mind was to improve myself on the ski.
In the women's race, last year's sneak champion Alexa Cole was back for more as she flawlessly makes the transition from flat water river canoeing to gnarly deep sea downwind paddling. Keeping a keen eye on her is New Zealand star Katie Pocock on her ridiculously light Epic V10L carbon craft. One of their handful of pre-race favourites, Herman Chalupsky, powers onto another monster run. Herman and his brother and Epic frontman Oscar have had so many years of dicing it out that it has almost become a family tradition. We take a few minutes away from the race to hook up with Herman to take a quick look into his paddling lifestyle.
I'm standing in the heart of the Durban Point waterfront. This is the business end of the Point waterfront. That's where I do most of my work, being in the commercial industrial properties. And to me, this is where things are happening in Durban, being the biggest port in Africa. I've basically grown up in the harbour. My father started paddling here in the early 1960s. I started paddling here when I was 8 years old, and probably in 1972. So I've grown up in this area, and this area has changed in the last 10 years like you can't believe. This was the worst area in Durban. It's slowly becoming the most sought after area. I now work and live in the Point waterfront. I can paddle on the canals in a strong east. I can do a downwind off the beach at DUC. And I can do a lap in the bay if the conditions are right. So you got the best of every world here. And this is Durban winter. We're standing here. It must be 25, 26 degrees. And that's why Durban's the capital of surfski paddling in the world. We have the most entries in our races. And that all boils down to the conditions we paddle in. Warm water all year round. We've got rough seas, calm seas, we've got the harbour, we've got canals, we've got the river the guys train on, we've got the Stella Dice on a Tuesday, the DUC Dice on a Thursday. There's a lot of things happening. We've got canoe races on the weekends. You can't beat this as a year-round venue for water sports.